A lot of people auditioning for the NYO Orchestra and the NYO 2 Orchestra for the next summer, 2024. I thought we'd do a video here about the excerpts that you have to play for those auditions because they're excellent excerpts to prepare and to practice, and it might help you with the audition. I've put a lot of students into this orchestra. They all love to be there. It's fun to see. It's fun to play in. It's a great project. So good luck to everybody who's doing that. And even if you're not doing that audition, please take a look at these two variations because there's really so much that we can learn from these little variations here that Brahms made. They're totally awesome. So let's get started now with the Brahms Haydn Variation number 5. I love this piece. It's really fun. The ultimate tempo is probably around 126 to 130 for the dotted quarter. It's in 6/8. And let's just talk about some of the articulations and things that we need to use in Variation 5 of the Haydn Variation by Brahms. So first of all, it starts with a forte piano and it's marked leggero, which means to play nice and light. And the forte piano to me means a really clean burst of sound and then less sound. So I practiced the articulation of the first B flat starting on the string and lifting from the string. So a collé stroke here is something that's good. I use my fingers and try to make the string ring as much as possible, like so. So at the beginning, it sounds something like this, like that. Now, the leggero to me really applies to the dots on those eighth notes, and I try to keep the bow as close to the string as possible, and I try to make it sound bouncy. The best strokes we can use, actually the bow really stays on the string, but it sounds bouncy because I'm using very little bow and I'm articulating really well. It's like so. Now, if you notice that at the end of the last measure that I just played, the third measure of the piece, there is a quick sforzando right next to the piano on the next measure. And so we have to be really careful that we give a good jab on the A flat, and then piano, and then another one, and then a piano. So there's a lot of dynamic contrast here. And we have to do our best to control ourselves, keep the tempo, and play the dynamics. So the beginning part, like so. Like that. Now, in order to make the eighth notes very even sounding, someone told me a long time ago that if you vibrate a little bit while you're playing eighth notes, it keeps the notes a little bit more even. And I kind of agree with that. Without vibrato, puts a lot of pressure on the bow. The vibrato helps the string ring a little bit, and so it makes me play just a little bit more evenly, which is good for me. So again, I'm going to play on a little bit. Like so. Now you notice that last measure I played, which is measure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, measure 6, is forte, so I really bring that out. Like so. And again, I'm always trying to get my instrument to ring. Like that. Now after that, we have pianissimo. The pianissimo here, we need to make sure is not too soft because there's going to be a diminuendo coming up, and I don't want to be too soft that I don't have any sound left. So, like so. Now I can get a better diminuendo by keeping my bow closer to the string. Like so. Now one other measure we didn't talk about is measure 5, which is the crescendo starting soft. Like so. So we can start at measure 5 and just play measure 5 and measure 6. Like that. So we can really separate the whole piece. Let me put a little space between and then we'll put it together. So the beginning, I've got 4 measures. Now a tiny sound with a crescendo. And then pianissimo. like so. When you put it together, you just make those spaces between those sections smaller and smaller. Okay, now when we get to the next measure, we come in on the 5th eighth note or just off the 2nd beat with an accent, and then we have accents always on the 6th eighth note. So that'll sound like this. Like so. So you notice I have these accents like that, and the first one, I have that. The rest, I've got the leggiero again. So. And then pianissimo. And then this off the beat pattern, 1, 2, 1, 2. Like that. And that's the end of this excerpt. That's hard to play. Da-da, 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 da-da. It's good to practice doing that. One enda, one enda, one enda, one enda. Enda, 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 enda. And then when I play it, 1. Like that. So, now that whole second part. At the end of the piece, be very still. A lot of people do something like this. It's not over till it's over, as Yogi Berra said. So it's not over till it's over. So I usually give a few seconds of silence at the end and a lot of poise. Like so. Well, that's variation number 5. But we also, for this audition, have to play variation number 7, a beautiful, quiet variation with a very difficult Siciliano rhythm. It's marked espressivo and piano and grazioso. So we play graciously and lightly and easily, but also with great expression and piano. What does that mean? Well, to me, when I see the word espressivo, I boost up my dynamic a little bit so I can sing. So the espressivo is going to be a little bit bigger than just a piano. Like so. Now, what are they looking for in a piece like this? They're looking for how beautifully you can play and what kind of feel that you have for a phrase and how well do you really play the rhythms. Here's a great way to practice that Siciliano rhythm. There's 3 16th notes for the first note, the F, 1 16th note for the D, and 2 16th notes for the B flat, and I'll play like that many times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now when I'm playing, I still count that. I find it a nice place to make just a little slide when I play from here, just so we can hear the transition of notes. And when I play the first 4 notes, I try to really connect them and play as beautifully as possible. Like so. And you hear that Siciliano rhythm, which is a dotted eighth, a 16th, and an 8th rhythm in 6/8 time that it repeats many times. So I'll just play the whole line that's only 16th notes. Like so. And then after I've done that enough times, Then I count it in my mind while I'm playing. I do start this up bow. A lot of people start down bow. I like the light Landler feel, the light dancing feel of the up bow when I play. So I do play it that way. Now over here when we play this, it's marked dolce, so I always play the dolce in Brahms with a little bit of a light pressure on the string and a dance-like feel, and I like to have a little bit of a transparent sound like that, not so opaque, but transparent, real floaty bow like that. Dancing, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Now there's a crescendo. The next part has that Siciliano rhythm, and so we have to work that and be very careful that we stay in tempo. So it's very smooth, yet also articulated. And you notice as we come down to that open C string that there is a crescendo to it. And then diminuendo, like so. Then we come back to the opening rhythm and we have a beautiful ending. We always have to make sure that our counting is accurate and that we play all the right rhythms and that we have a beautiful sound throughout and a real feeling for the music. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Just a quick overview of the Brahms Haydn Variations number 5 and 7 for the NYO Orchestra audition. And until the next time that I see you, happy practicing. And thank you so much for watching the video.